attention is shifting towards XRP and its potential. As the utility side of the asset is increasing and the banking sector is realizing the risks, they will all move in and revolutionize payments along with the entire financial landscape. And this is so true due to the ability of XRP as an efficient asset to settle the payments. Realizing this, one after another is targeting Ripple, the company, with different lawsuits, and they still think that they can actually highlight with the security token issue. But with the global economy being in chaos and China trying to actually outsmart the US with their own China's new coin, this is not far, right? This will actually come true soon. However, this is from Reuters, which makes a lot of doubts and questions the current aspects which is being plotted across the world. And consider if that case is like that, then we'll have to really understand how this will actually affect the markets. If you are receiving value out of the content, do hit the like button, subscribe button and the bell notification icon to get updated about the future videos. Welcome to the Scientific Investor channel, where we discuss crypto and science behind investing regularly. In a 4-hour chart, XRP is preparing for a break above yet another pennant, and the break from here will actually take us above 0.24, which is around 10% rise from the current levels. Now, if we actually look closer, we actually can see that that movement will actually take us to around 0.618 of the Fibonacci retracement level from this entire downward move which started late February. Now, if we actually manage to do that, reach above 0.24, that is like stepping up the bullish rally. Because if you actually look at this is the altcoin market cap on a daily, and you can actually see that the upside next resistance level is around 20% above the current price levels. So if we are managing to break above that 10% level, then the next heavy resistance will be around 20. So we'll still have some room to run. But the cautionary item from the technical analysis side is when we are looking at the altcoin, we can actually see that we are just below that resistance line, and if we don't manage to break above, then the potential is that we may actually retract back, come back to the support level and then bounce. But what does that means to the price is like we may actually retrace somewhere around 25 to 30% if that is what is being played out. But do also keep in mind that the last cycle of XRP actually took 1,296 days. That's 1,296 days. So considering that, we still have around 130, 136 days to go. So that is not a long time frame to start a bull run. But comparing the altcoin market cap and XRP, we can actually see that both are currently at a resistance level, whereas for XRP, it actually looks like moving away from the 1-year long trendline resistance. Because comparing the altcoin, it is still below that long trend line resistance, whereas XRP has actually surpassed the long trend line resistance. So a pump here in XRP may actually push the entire altcoins up, meaning XRP may start this rally for the entire altcoin space. This aspect of XRP is actually discussed by us many times, right? For gain, meaning you are here for profits, right? So you are looking at it percentage wise, say it's going 100%, 1000%, 2000%. So in that aspect, the chances are that XRP will actually go way above BTC and ETH. This is not only my opinion. I've been saying this from a long time, and you can see other analysts are also now arriving kind of at a similar aspect. And when they're actually talking about that, keep in mind that they're actually talking it in a way that this is an asset where you either love it or you hate it. And that is really true. Those who love it, love the asset because of its fundamentals. We do our background research, we understand what's happening around, and then take our own decision. Now, we actually understand why this is so true based on the ability and the efficiency of the asset. Now, when we actually look at that, the idea which is actually portrayed by Chris Larsen himself is really thinkable. Because if you are, say, about Bitcoin Maxi or someone else, he actually can actually think that this is actually true, because if he's actually directly stating that XRP was designed to be better than BTC with primary focus on energy inefficiency. Now, why are we talking much about energy inefficiency? Because the world is currently shifting towards energy efficiency mode, because the processing of payments, say just the remittance market, if they're using BTC to process payments like this, say 179 million just in one corridor using one partner, how much energy will be actually required? So in that aspect, this asset is providing so much efficiency because it's connecting with banking sector. If one country's banking system is actually going full on blockchain, to avoid the operational risk, you can actually understand that they will also be looking at many other factors, in which one is it is removing the pain of reconciling mismatching that used to take days or weeks to resolve. So along with that, it goes with the Nostro Vostro accounts and all the other advantages which is being added when you are in RippleNet and using XRP, right? For banks, when they're in RippleNet, yes, they are saving. But when they use XRP, that's when they can avoid the overhead cost and dormant funds like Nostro Vostro. Now, this one is so, I don't know how much lawsuits will be coming against this, because if you actually look in the angle like Microsoft, Google, and all the successful companies now, if you check back in history, you can actually see a lot of lawsuits being filed against them. They are all survived and they are ruling that industry. So in that aspect, what I personally see here is someone is actually seeing the potential and how this could actually change the entire financial landscape, and it is actually changing the entire financial landscape once it came out, and this is happening. Now, recently I saw a news that Ripple has bought R3. Now, I'm not sharing directly that to my viewers, because I didn't actually feel that's so authentic data, because it came from an area which I don't actually trust much. Thus, I'm not actually sharing that with you, but I'm still highlighting that there is a perspective like that being around there. Now, this is from the Ripple Insights, and what you have to actually understand is they are actually talking about sustainable growth, sustainable economy. Now, when they are actually talking about sustainable economy, do understand that they have banking partners who will be going through this. And when I'm talking about this, do consider this aspect where they're actually talking to be energy efficient here. They're not talking directly to retailers like us, right? They're actually talking towards banks, the financial institutions, regulators, and all. So when they're actually highlighting that, do keep an eye on this aspect. Bitcoin just uses enormous amount of electricity, and here they are saying that they are sustainable, and they are actually looking forward to support the global sustainable economy initiative, which is actually happening. So in that aspect, what happened in 2018, that was like a breakthrough moment with the blockchain, but it's not the ruler of the entire blockchain, because ruling in the sense, not about the fundamentals, just looking at the use case, payments is core for everything. You do this, you do that, whatever you are doing, you're doing that for payment. At least in this world, it's like that, right? So payments, if it is going to be shifted, why it is so? Because everyone is now actually coming into digital currencies, in the sense, say for example, they're coming into central bank digital currencies. They don't want to actually shift the control, they'll still need the control. That's how governments will move. So in that aspect, this one from Rule XRP is actually showing us that this can be a positive way in which they are looking at it, or they can actually shift the attention something like this in a two-tier system. But keep an eye that they are actually looking and talking about a retail central bank digital currency and the wholesale one. And previously from European central banks, we actually heard that the direct dealing of central bank digital currency with the retailers will be difficult, because they are not eyeing at that due to many different reasons. And in that aspect, this one actually works. Say the tier 0 is kind of central banks, and the tier 1 you have the banks and other current institutions which are there. But in the tier 2, you can actually see that they are actually looking at implementing fintechs, corporates, and other individuals or wholesale members of another currency zone. So for me, that's just simple. Wholesale Keep that in mind, of another currency zone. So fintech, wholesale, and another currency zone. That is so simple there. You can understand that fintech Ripple has a lot of their currency XRP in the escrow, and they are still having that. So hopefully this is the way it's actually kind of diverting to. But after seeing this news, kind of it made me thinking in many ways. If this one world thing is coming on, if even a goat and a pawpaw, that's a fruit, can also test positive for this shit, then there is seriously something wrong going on. And if that's the way which those other guys being highlighting, say in London Real, or whether it be in the Valuetainment of Patrick Bet-David, then that's kind of turning on. And even in that aspect, I see One Money initiative will be something like XRP itself, or the Ripple Net in that game. I don't know. But anyway, we are not actually thinking about that. Instead, we are just looking at the profits which XRP can bring us due to its potential. And looking at the charts, even if you are looking at a daily chart or a shorter time frame chart, we are actually understanding that there is a bullishness in the price. Because say the pennant is forming here, the potential is just 10%, but when looking at the MACD, we are still in the positive territory here. And if we cross, then on a 4-hour chart, the volume in MACD is going to go positive, and we are going to get a positive cross. That's the upside, and that may actually take us more than 10% up, which will take us around 20.25. That is, as I told, we will actually have a push towards 20%. Not only a movement till 10%, but 20% is possible. If you are receiving value out of the content, do hit the like button, subscribe button, and the bell notification icon to get updated about the future videos.